What? Have I ever played air guitar? Yeah, I was docking once in a docking air guitar band. Yes, a couple of friends and I played air guitar to Dawkins Breaking the Chains. There's a video of it out there somewhere. Did people know we weren't playing? I think so. I mean, it was pretty authentic, but it wasn't much of a trick. We were actually playing a T-square and a baseball bat. No, we weren't hacks, just breaking the chains, if you know what I mean. Welcome to another episode of the Mighty Code Coder. I'm Rob Fitzgerald, here to make you great and help you innovate. Now that you know how to make a game app without coding, we're going to backtrack and reveal some of the best tips and hacks to get the most out of our software. We'll revisit some of our previous lessons and show you a few new tricks to help take your game to the next level. In this last chapter, you'll learn a clever tip to get your collision shapes precise. We'll show you how to give your character an exploding death, so it looks like he shatters into tiny little versions of himself. We'll explore some of the other notable features in Buildbox, like the menu jump and event observer, and show you how you can integrate timers within your gameplay. You'll also learn a secret tip about making secret worlds unpredictable. Adding tricks and hacks to your game can really increase usage. People love secret areas or codes that they can find in the game. It really adds to the overall excitement. I'm sure you can think of secrets in your games that really make you feel special and like you found a place where no one's ever been. So let's add this to our game. Let's get going. Okay, open up Buildbox. I think I missed it. Yeah, I open up Buildbox 3D. I have some videos up on the Mighty Code Coder for that one. But right now, let's stay in 2D. All right, here it comes. All right, let's go. I opened up the wrong one again. Okay, let's open up Buildbox 2D. There it is. All right, really excited about 3D. Again, I have, I think, 3 or 4 videos up on the Mighty Code Coder's YouTube channel on Buildbox 3D. If you're looking at it, it was when Buildbox 3D was real early, so I want to do some more of those when Buildbox 3D comes out of beta. All right, so here we go, and we just want to basically start by talking about collision shapes. All right, so if I go to my original world, and I click on my object and look at this enemy and go to the collision shape, if you remember right, the collision shape wasn't exact. So you see those little spots where the enemy, you could hit the enemy but not die. And if I wanted to go out and get those, I could move them over, but then it becomes, concave or concurve. And so now there's areas here where the enemy can, go into, but now he's dying because I have my collision shape here. And that feels unfair to your end user. So there's a way to make your collision shapes more exact, and that's what I want to work on now. Okay, so let's put this in the start. Okay, so I'm in the start, and I'm just going to drag in some new characters from our art package, and you'll see that Buildbox gave us 3 different types of enemies. All right, let me zoom in a little bit. All right, so this one that has, darker on this side but lighter on this side, and then this one's just darker all over the place, and then this one right here is the basic one. Okay, so that's a normal one. So let's bring those into the game and see if we can make the collision area more exact. All right, so let's bring in the first one, and I'll just bring it as an object. I'll bring in the second one. Again, I'll put it as an object, and then I'll bring in the third one and bring it in as an object. Okay, so those are in. I could close this, and now I want to work on their collision shape. So I'm going to click over here. They're now part of our objects asset panel over here. Okay, so you could see them. There they are. They're all in there. So I'm now going to click on this, and that's going to bring up this area over here in our properties that I can now click on this button and edit its collision shape. Okay, so it needs to be a nice rectangle, and it has too many handles. It's a square, so if I want to get rid of one of the handles, I could click on this and hit minus, and now I have that triangle, and I can just put it right over there, and you can see now it is more exact. Okay, so no part of the object is hittable, and where you don't see the effects of it like dying when you hit it. Okay, so it's exact, and your users like exactness. Okay, so we'll do that for that one. I'll now do the same for this one. Click here, come over here, click the edit shape, get rid of a handle, minus. All right, looks good. I could scroll in if I want to, make sure it's perfect. Yep, it is. Go here. I guess I should show you some of the other ways that Buildbox has you find these. So let me go here, and then I'll click into the edit, and I believe you can reset it and go to this. Maybe not. Circle, and then if I go this, we'll do it. No, I was going to try to reset it to something, and I think it just resets back to, yeah, the normal square. I thought it would detect it. That'd be really neat. I'm sure that's in the works. All right, so get rid of that, minus, and have that there. Yeah, so if you get too cattywampus and you don't know where you're at anymore, you can just hit this reset and always go back to that rectangle or square. Okay, so there you go. So that now looks good. Now let's build this enemy like we would, all right? So I'm going to scroll back here, and now I have all of these here. All right, so here they all are, and you could move this one here, and you see you have all three. And if I go to mimic the enemy, I'll bring the enemy in. So it has 4 points. So I'm going to bring another one of just the regular spike. And I could try to start matching these up. This one looks like it's this. So I'm going to just match it up and get it exact, hold shift so it constrains itself. All right, that looks good. Got that one. And then this one looks like it's more light. So I'm going to go with something like this. Yeah, it looks good. And it's kind of in front, so I can go ahead and hit Control and bring to front, and now I'll be in front of everything. And hold shift so you don't ruin your dimensions. Okay, so there's that one. And let's go with this one. Feels like it's, yeah, this is good. And again, I'll bring it to the front. I could also bring it to front by grabbing it over here in the tree panel. Okay, the scene tree, they call it. And I could put that one looks just about right. And then this one, a little darker. And I'll hold shift to make it smaller. About right there. Okay, so we got this one. The bigger one goes in the back. This one needs to come forward a little bit. I'm going to hit Control, bring forward again, and bring forward one more time. There it is. All right, and so that looks pretty good so far. You could use arrow keys to move them up and down to make sure they're exact. And then this one needs to be in front of the one in the back, but behind the one in the front. Okay, and so I'm going to go ahead and click it and bring forward, and bring forward, and bring forward. There it is. Okay, so that looks pretty good. I'm trying to check the exact placement. I kind of got it right. I feel like this one's too big. Maybe not. Maybe it's about right. Maybe I just didn't have the right spot. All right, so there it is. So if I go ahead and click on this one, it looks like it's 1 pixel off. You get good at this and you'll start seeing, 1 pixel differences. Actually, it was 2. All right, there you go. And so I'm going to use my marquee tool here, and I'm going to select all these. Actually, I can go ahead and select them by doing this. And it'd be nice if all these were together. And so I'm going to go ahead and hold Option so I could select all of them. All right, and if you bring it up to this one, it looks pretty good. All right, looks pretty good. Looks almost exact. All right, and so I'm going to go ahead and grab these again. I could go ahead and hold Option, and I could roll those down. Okay, so I'm here, and I'm going to hold Option. It could scroll them sideways. And then I can bring them right back over here, and I could resize them. And again, I hold Option. I could, make them kind of a weird angle, make them come out like that maybe. I'm going to delete the original. All right, and I'm going to get these again. I'm going to select them again by holding Option, and I'm going to duplicate them. And I'm going to hold Option and rotate them this way. Okay, and I'm going this way. All right, now I'd want both these behind everything. So I'm going to go ahead and select them from the asset tree, and I'm going to put them back down behind all the platforms. So there's something like this. And this one's kind of over those other ones. So this is just right at the start of the game. I'm going to have to make it a little bit easier because right when I start, I got to get out of the way of this one. All right, and one last thing, while you have it, you got to go ahead and make sure these are enemies so that when I hit it, I explode or I die. Okay, later on we'll show you how to explode. All right, so let's go ahead and play it. Okay, here it is, start. There it is, and boom, right there. Now, one thing I did miss was that these actually leave if I hit them because they both have the same amount of health. So we have to add more health to the mountain so that they don't disappear. All right, so let's go ahead and click on each image, and we'll let me zoom in so you can see what I'm doing here. All right, so if I add a component, I add a health component to each one of them, and let's make their health 999. All right, and click on this, and let's add a component, health 999. And let's go click on this, add a health 999. All right, there you go. And so now if I play it, you should see that the enemies or the mountains, not only are the collisions exact, they don't leave. Okay, pretty nice. All right, so that's how to make a precise collision with your enemies or characters. It's nice if they have a round shape, square or triangle, and maybe you could break it down into those simple shapes so that you can have an exact collision. All right, very nice. Let's go to the next part. Now, it'd be nice if that character, when it did hit the enemy, it exploded. It gives a little more excitement. By the way, you could put both of these. You could have the mountains explode into a lot of little shapes and the character. But right now, let's just do the character. But remember, you could go back and make your enemies explode also. All right, to make your enemies explode, all you have to do is go in here and you have a graphic or a animation, a defeated animation. So we'll use that. All right, so we'll click in here. And in here, actually, before I do that, I'm going to have to add that animation as an object. So let's go into here, go back to my art, go into my character, and I'm going to go here, and here it is, and I'm just going to make this an object. All right, now I can delete it because I'm not going to have it in the scene, but I'm going to use it in this defeated animation. All right, and so if I click on this, all right, now in objects, I have that animation. I'm going to put it in here and make sure it's right in the middle. All right, and let me zoom in for you guys and make this big so you guys can see exactly what I'm doing here. Okay, the first thing I want to make sure I make all my settings now because we're going to duplicate this, but if you duplicate it after you make the settings, you'll have to do some more work. So let's get it perfect, and then we duplicate it, it has all those settings. So the first thing that we want to do is go ahead and make it a physics object. We're going to scale it to 0.15. Remember, he's going to explode into little pieces, so it has to be smaller than himself. All right, and then we're going to give this some linear velocity of 500, some x-axis 500, random 500. So, and then we're going to have random Y 500. And this, I mean, it's going to explode. It's so random, right? And then some angular movement at 500. Okay. And then the last thing we're going to do is actually have it spawn. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and click on spawner. Okay. And so we will have it spawn 999. So it'll spawn, you know, one time. When they all spawn, they'll spawn one time, but they'll all spawn. So we're going to have a lot of them in here. So watch this. All right. So that looks good. Spawner's in there. Yep. And everything looks good there. So now let's copy this. So I'm going to do 3 to the right. Okay. Remember the duplicate D on the keyboard. Okay, so, and then I'm going to go 3 to the left. So that's 7. And I'm going to go 1 up top. That's nice. And then I'm going to go 1 back down, but I'm going to put that down below. Almost perfect. Let me scroll in so I can see if that's perfect. Looks good to me. Okay. And now let's go 5 across, and I'm going to make, this is going to look like a little Space Invader alien. Okay, and then I'm going to go 1 up and 1 down. Okay, and that's all I got. All right, so it all looks good. It has physics. It is going to destroy itself, and you know, this is the default animation. Let's go ahead and give it a try. Close it and stop and start. I'm going to hold shift to make this thing constrained. There we go, and all right, there it is. There's some of them actually blow up and stay on the ledge of that thing. Very nice. Okay, try it again just in case you didn't see it. All right, so those blow up into a small piece of himself. A very cool optic for your players. Okay. All right, so now let's go ahead and try to do something else. You know, it'd be neat in the main menu. We had some other things like turbo and hard, and you needed some coins to get into those. Or we had different characters. If you go to the coin shop, and you needed different coins to get into these. So what would be really neat is if you had a place where someone could go and get a lot of coins. So kind of like a coin grab. And so we're going to go ahead and create that now. 2 types. First, we're going to do it by the amount of coins you pick up, and then the second one is a timer. All right, so let's first go into our menu editor, and let's go ahead and create that. I'm going to go ahead and duplicate this hard world. All right, and I'm not going to have the UI go to this one. I'm going to have my own UI for it, so I'll duplicate this UI also. And the game over on this UI won't go here. The game over will go to the load. All right, so here's what's going to happen. I'm going to have a portal in my original world. Okay, that takes me to this coin world, and I should probably name it coin grab or something. Okay, there it is. And once it goes in there, it's going to stay in there. It's going to have an event observer, and when they collected 50 coins, it's going to come out of there. All right. So let's first work on the coin world. All right, now in the coin world, I have some bumpers. I'm going to use some bumpers, so I'm going to delete everything. Remember, this is a duplicated world, so I don't need anything in here. So I'm going to go ahead and delete these. Okay, I'm going to keep the bumper one because the bumper one is, I'm going to have some bumpers in there for the user to go around as he's collecting coins. Okay, so I'm deleting all these levels, and I just have this level here. I don't want to solo it, okay? So that could cause problems with some of the functions, okay? And in my start, I don't want anything either. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lock what I want and unlock what I don't want. And yeah, so now I could select all, or I could use the marquee tool to select everything and hit delete, and that looks good. I might put something in here like welcome to Coin World or something like that. But this is the start, and then he's going to go into here. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to go ahead and lock in my asset tree or my scene tree. I'm going to lock what I want to keep. I want to keep these barriers. And I don't want to keep the enemies. So now I'm going to select all and delete that. Looks good. All right. And then let's move these barriers around. Now that I have them locked, I'm going to unlock them. And I'm going to go ahead and put this one over here and put this one in the middle. Okay, now watch, I'll use that same duplicate trick. I'll go down and I'll hold shift to make sure it's lined up. Looks good. I'll use D and I'll go right. Make sure it's lined up. I'll go W and I'll hold shift and make sure it's lined up. See how quickly I could do that? All right, now let's put some coins in. So here's the coins, and I'm going to shrink those down so I can get the maximum amount in here. So let's make it about that big, and I'll kind of organize it like that, and then all the way down. Okay, pretty nice. I could use my marquee tool, and I could duplicate to the right. See how quickly you can make these worlds? Okay, hold shift so it's lined up. Hold D again, hold shift so it stays lined up. And click on D, hold shift so it stays lined up. There it goes. All right, I might do something neat like this, just maybe put one in the middle here. Hold shift again and hit A, all right, and make sure it's in the middle. Maybe something in here. So D looks pretty good. And A, holding shift, there you go. So that's a nice coin world. Okay, so there's my coin world. That's what people are going to be able to go in. If I want, I could go ahead and make another one. Maybe have something, you know what I'll do differently? I'll have, these ones I have the barriers kind of with some squirrely action. Let's make sure the barriers don't have the squirrely action in the first one, so it's really easy to get coins. All right, and in the other one, I will have the barriers actually moving like we did in earlier lessons. We had them moving around and made it really challenging. Okay, so let's go like that. All right, and then the second one, they'll still stay that way. I might just make this world a little bit different. All right, and make it, you know, not as, you know, maybe this is one where this is where they're going to actually move. And so it's going to be really hard to get these. So let's leave it like that. Okay, so you have 2 rooms. Okay, one just has a few less. Maybe we should take more out of here. All right. Something like that. This one, again, it's going to be hard because these are going to be swirling around. All right, there's your world. This one feels like it's a little bit off. There we go. So one world like that, one like that. All right, and the start has nothing in it. All right, go back. Let's go back to this world. And this coin grab, in order to get this coin grab, we need to have some kind of portal in your world. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and click here, and let's make it right here by this, and we're going to use a logic piece called the menu jump. All right, now, if you wanted to, you could put some particle by there so people remember, or it could just be a secret place where you go. Not many people are going to head straight for those mountains, so it's good to hide them, I think, right by the mountain and let people be courageous and go towards the mountain and see if they can hit it. All right, so let's go ahead and play it and see if I do. Oh, actually, before we play it, let's make sure. So now I have a menu jump there. All right, so see that menu jump node? You want to go ahead and connect that to your coin world. Okay, so go up to the coin world. All right, that looks really good. And so now let's look what we have before we start. So in the original world, you have a portal that gets to the coin world. The coin world's UI will go ahead and start. And when it's over, it'll go back to the original world. However, we didn't give it rules for how it's going to be over. So let's double click in this world and let's click on this game over. All right, event observer. And let's say it's going to be not game over, but session coins. And we could say, hey, pick up 50 coins. All right. Let's make sure also that our coins are set to just a certain amount of points. So if I go to coin, yeah, see, I have them set at 10. So I'm going to set them at 1. So I actually do pick up 50. Okay. So that looks good. Let's go ahead and play it. All right, and now if I hold shift, I'll get this thing scrolled down tight, and now let's hit start. Okay, there it is over there. Oh, now I'm in the coin world. And let's see, 50 coins and I'll be kicked out of it. Some are hard to get to because look at that. It's not going to let me get it, but right now I'm not going to get out of here until I get 50 anyway. So I'm going to keep going, and I'm kicked out. All right, and right back to the original world. Okay, really nice. All right, it would be nice to make sure that I only get to go in there once, and I can make sure of that by going to my UI. All right, so here's my coin grab UI, and I could grab another event observer. Okay, so I like that, like the eye that Buildbox put in here, because it's sitting there and it's just watching your game. All right, and so we could say request review only one time. And so now, if you've already done it, it'll kick you out. All right, so let's play it again. All right, and here it is. Go over there, I'm in there, and I'm gonna get 50 coins. So I'm gonna go right up the alley here, get 50 right away. No one's gonna stop me, okay? And yeah, oh boy. All right, I like those moving barriers. All right, there I got 50. All right, and now let's see if I retry to go in there. Nope, it just didn't let me do it. See, so I have to start over every time. Okay, really nice. Now, sometimes you might find that it goes in there really quick and you could see the other room. And if you want to put something over UI, you can go back to this, get some art and maybe put this tiny black, put this tiny black image in here. And I can go ahead and put this black, like a screen, and set it to 0.1, so it'll fade out when you go in. And I like doing that also to the other UI. And so let me just put it in here into an image. Okay, scroll across the whole UI. This is a nice effect. And 0.15. And now if I play it, you'll see that when I go to these worlds, I kind of have a fade in effect. All right, so start, there it fades in. See how it faded in? All right, I died right away. It was a bad place to put a mountain. Okay, so I'll retry it. Fades in. Now I go in and fades into this room. Okay, and let's see after I collect 50 if it'll actually fade back. I think it fades back. Okay, boy, I'm getting hammered by those barriers. Okay, there it is. And it fades back in there. That's really nice. Okay, so that fade in piece is kind of a subtle entry into all your different worlds. So give that a try. Okay, now last part. Okay, this is a lot to get your head around. Okay, this is a big video, but the last part is the neatest part. Okay, so he's in that world, and even though he has some difficulty with the barriers and being blocked and stuff, he's not going to get kicked out till he gets 50. So who cares, right? Wouldn't it be better if we had a timer to time how long he's in that coin grab room? All right, so that's what we're going to create now. All right, so in order to do that, I'm going to go by original world. All right, and I'm going to go and start. There is a problem. I found a little glitch in here. So if you have everything soloed out, some of the stuff won't work. So make sure you unsolo things out. All right, so I'm going to my start, and I'm going to add just that same tiny little black piece that I used for the curtains. I'm going to bring in an action. Okay. Now, in my actions, this tiny black thing, I'm going to call this the timer action. And the reason why you want a timer action is that it gives you points. Okay, so watch this. So if I click on this and I scroll over here, okay, you see reward coins 0. We're not going to show the rewards, but we're going to give 1 point every time this action timer shows up. Okay, so remember that as we go through this. Okay, so goes in there, and we don't necessarily need it even to have a graphic. So again, I'm going to click on the timer action and delete the graphic. All right, now I'm going to do the same thing, and I'm going to create, instead of an action, I'm going to create an object. And now what this gives you, okay, is the ability to actually have the object spawn. And so that's important, okay? So let's try to make sure this spawns, okay? We're going to make it just a decoration. All right, I'm gonna go into its timer here, and before I go in here, I'm going to go to my timer action, and I'm going to cut it, Command X. Okay, so I have it on my clipboard. I'm going to go back into my timer, and I should name these. So I'm going to name this timer object. So don't get confused between timer action and timer object. Okay, and I'm not going to have a default graphic here either, but I'm going to go in here and I'm going to paste that timer action. And I'm going to put it at 0, 0. Okay, so it's right there. So the timer action is inside the timer object. Understand what you're doing here. You've got a timer action that lets you get a point. You have timer object that lets you spawn. So what's going to happen is this object's going to be with you, and as soon as it leaves, it's going to spawn, and it's going to give you another point, and it's going to leave another point. Okay, so let's try to describe how that happens. All right, so we're not going to put the object actually here. We're actually going to put it in your character. All right, and here's my default character here. All right, so I'm going to put it right here so it's with me at all times. All right, and so I'm going to go object, and I'm going to grab this timer object, and I'm going to put it right there in the middle. Let's put it at 0, 0. Okay, and in there, I'm going to go ahead and make sure it is a decoration, and I'm going to make sure it spawns. Okay, and it's going to spawn one time. Okay, so you get that? So now I have inside my character, I have a timer object. Inside it has a timer action. The timer action gives you 1 point. One trick to make it leave, we got to make sure it leaves so it spawns again. We're going to basically have it at a negative 500 on the y-axis. So this thing will split down. It'll leave the scene. We have a threshold set in our game that if it gets, 700 pixels away from the game scene, it deletes itself. So when it deletes itself, it spawns another one. And when it, well, not when it deletes itself, it's actually spawning at 1 second. So it's gone, it gets 1 point, it spawns itself, it gets another point, it's gone, it gets another point. All right, somewhat confusing, but get your head around that. That's awesome. This is an awesome trick. All right, so I got all that. Let me see what else I need. Okay, so we need something to keep track of points now that we have it, and we can do that in our world UI. All right, so let me turn off this image so we can see what we're doing. So now I'm going to keep track of, I'm going to use this duplicate, I'm going to keep track of coins, but now I'm also going to keep track of my timer. All right, there's my timer, and I'm going to duplicate this also. And this is just a label that keeps track of the score. Okay, and I want it in the current world, and I want to keep track of points. All right, and we'll do the current points. I'll even left align this. All right, and that looks good. All right, so what we have is a timer that will keep track of those points that the action puts in. The action's inside the object's inside the character, okay? All right, let's see if this works. That's a lot. All right, let's go back to our original world, and let's go ahead and play this. Oh, I could see here my, my event observer, it doesn't know what to do when it's done. All right, and I didn't even give this a very good name. I should actually name this event over like played. It's already been played. All right, so if it's already been played, it has to know where to go, and it goes back to the load. Okay, so when the game's over, or he has the amount of points or the time, he gets kicked back to the original world, and also if he's already played before, it gets kicked back to the original world. I think it feels like that's a lot, and it feels like I'll be very lucky if this works on the first try, but let's give it a shot. Okay, here we go. All right, so here it is, start. Remember, it's over here. I mean, I should not have put that mountain there. Let's retry. Okay, I'm in here. Oh, look at the timer. Okay, so the timer's working. 4, 5, see how many I could get in 10 seconds. It doesn't look like I'm gonna get 50, that's for sure. I got 24, oh, I didn't get kicked out. Okay, so the timer's still going, but I didn't get kicked out. I didn't give it rules to kick me out. So where do we do that? All right, so let's go ahead and click on this game over. So this game over says until I get 50 points kicked out, but let's actually now make this session points, and let's make it just 10. All right, so, and as that timer's counting up 1 through 10, it's really just 10 points, not 10 seconds. All right, and let's play it again. Very cool. All right, start it. Let's go in. Don't put the mountains there. Retry. There it is. Now I'm in there. See the timer. Let's see how many I could get. 4, 5, 6. Things are moving in there. I'm going to try to get out. No, I'm stuck. And 10, I'm back out into the main world. Okay, only 10 seconds. And if I retry it, I can't go back in there. Okay, so I only got 10 seconds. I got 28 coins. And you can see if you navigate through those bumpers really well, you can maybe get more. So it gives it a little skill to get some coins. All right, really nice. Again, one of the problems I had when I originally did this was that you have to make sure that you're not soloed. Okay, so make sure nothing's soloed in here. That stopped my timer. Make sure you're not soloed in here. Okay, and it's a beautiful world. Okay, and so I think with that said, this is coming on the last chapter. We have one more chapter left, which is it's going to talk about cleaning up your game, and we're going to do that chapter and give you some ideas on how you can clean it up and get it ready for publishing. But it's great just to make your game overall, make everything work. It's kind of like trimming a bush. Let the bush grow like crazy and then trim it after. We're going to trim this up, and then in the last episode, we're going to show you what the final game looks like. All right? So that's it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope that your game's more authentic than my Dawkin air guitar band was. All right, so yeah, it was not very good. All right, what's that? Yeah, they've already subscribed, of course. Yeah. All right, and if you haven't, you can get a hold of me at themightycodecoder.com or on Twitter at themightycodecoder. All right. Thanks a lot. We will see you next time.